Hello students, this is your English lesson. In this lesson we are going to read unit number 10, The Black Spot from Oxford Modern English 5. First of all, words to know. First officer, second in command to the captain on a ship, sea chest, a sailor's storage chest, seaman, sailor, soft speaking, speaking with a gentle voice. Square Trelawney. A square is a landowner in Trier Island. Square Trelawney provides the money in for the treasure hunting voyage that Jim goes on. Square Trelawney, Dr. Livesey, and the others have asked me to write down all I know about Trier Island. My name is Jim Hawkins, and I was in the story right from the start back in 17. I was only a boy then, and it all began at the time my father owned the Admiral Benbow Inn. I remember so clearly the day when the old seaman came to stay. I can almost see him in front of me as I write. He arrived with his sea chest, a tall, strong man with a cut across one cheek. The old seaman stood outside, looking around. Our inn was on the cliffs above Black Hill Cove and was a wild, lonely place, but the seaman seemed to like it. Do many people come here? He asked. No, my father told him. Then it's the place for me, said the seaman. I'll stay here for a bit. You can call me captain. He threw down 3 or 4 gold coins. Tell me when I have spent all that. He was a silent man. All day he walked around the cove, a small sheltered bay, or up on the cliffs. All evening he sat in a corner of the room. Every day he asked if any seamen had gone along the road. At first we thought he wanted friends of his own kind, but then we began to understand that there was a different reason. He told me to watch for a seaman with one leg and to let him know the moment a man like that appeared. He promised to give me a silver coin every month for doing this. I dreamed about this one-legged seaman for many nights afterwards. The captain stayed week after week, month after month. His gold coins were soon used up, but my father was a sick man and I was afraid to ask for more. Dr. Livesey came late one afternoon. After he had seen my father, he had dinner with us. I noticed the difference between the doctor with his white hair and pleasant way of speaking and that dirty, heavy, red-faced seaman. One January morning, the captain got up early and walked down to the beach. It was a cold winter's day with the sun still low in the sky. My mother was upstairs with my father, who was now very ill. I was getting the table ready for the captain's breakfast. Suddenly the door of the inn opened and a man stepped inside. I had never seen him before. He wore a sailor's short sword by his side and I noticed he had only 3 fingers on his left hand. I asked him what he wanted and he said, I'll take a drink. But before I could fetch it, he told me to come near him. Is this table for my old friend Bill? The stranger asked with a terrible smile. I told him I did not know his friend Bill and the breakfast was for a man who was staying at the inn. We call him the captain, I said. Does he have a sword cut on his face? He asked. Yes, I said. That's Bill, said the stranger. Is he here? I told him the captain was out walking and the man waited, like a cat waiting for a mouse. I did not like the look on his face and was sure the captain would not be pleased to see him. When the captain came back, the man pulled me behind the door. The captain opened the door and walked across the room. Bill, said the stranger. The captain turned quickly and saw us. The color went from his face and he looked old and sick. Black dog, he said. He stared at the stranger. And what do you want? You and I'll sit and talk like old friends, said Black Dog. They told me to go away. I went out of the room, but the voices became louder. No, no, and that's an end of it. I heard the captain shout. If one is caught, we'll all be caught. There were more shouts, and then the sound of the table crashing over. Next, I heard the sound of swords. Then Black Dog ran out of the inn and disappeared from sight down the road. The captain chased him but gave up and returned. He could only just stand on his feet. I realized he was feeling ill and ran to fetch him something to drink. Then I heard him falling and hurried back to find him on the floor. My mother heard the noise and came downstairs. We lifted the captain's hat. His eyes were closed and his face was a terrible color. At that moment, Dr. Livesey arrived to see my father. He looked at the captain and said to my mother, his heart cannot take much more of this. The captain opened his eyes and tried to sit up. Where's Black Dog? He asked. There is no black dog here, said the doctor. Give on your feet and I'll help you to your bed. Later that day, I took the captain a drink. Did the doctor say how long I must lie in my bed? Jim, he asked. A week, I told him. A week? He cried, I can't do that. They will have the black spot on me by then. They will come for me. Who will? Black Dog, I said. Yes, but there is worse than him. It's my old sea chest they want, but I'll show them. Jim, if I get the black spot, you go to that doctor. Tell him to bring a crowd of law officers and a local judge to the inn. They can catch Flint's crew. All that are left at the Admiral Benbow. I was Flint's first officer and I am the only one who knows the place. He told me when he was dying, but don't call the law unless they give me the black spot, or if you see the seaman with one leg, he is worse than any of them. But what is the black spot, Captain? I asked. That's message boy. I'll tell you if they give me that. Keep your eyes open, Jim. Jim helped me, and I will give you half of everything I have. He talked for a little longer, then fell into a heavy sleep, and I left him. A couple of days later, at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I was standing at the door of the inn when I saw a blind man coming along the road. He was feeling his way with a stick. Will any kind friend tell a poor blind man where he is? He said. You are at the Admiral Benbow Inn, Black Hill Cove, my good man, I said. I hear a young voice, he said. Will you give me your hand, my kind young friend, and take me inside? I held out my hand, and the terrible, soft-speaking, eyeless man took hold of it like a dog biting a bone. He pulled me violently towards him. Now, boy, he said, take me to the captain or I'll break your arm. And I had never heard a voice so cool and cold. I was so frightened by the blind man's violence that I obeyed him without question. The captain saw the blind man and a look of fear passed across his face. Sit where you are, Bill, said the blind man. I can't see, but I can hear a finger move. Hold out your right hand. I watched him put something in the captain's hand, and now that's done, said the blind man, and he quickly went out of the inn. I heard his stick tap, tap, tapping away along the road. The captain opened his hand and looked into it. 10 o'clock, he cried and jumped up. He put his hand round his neck, made a strange sound, and fell face down onto the floor, lifeless. On the floor close to the captain's hand was a little round piece of paper blackened on one side. I had no doubt that this was the black spot. On the other side was some writing. You have till 10 o'clock tonight. Our old clock reminded me it was now 6. Now come to the exercises. A. Comprehension. Answer the following questions. A. Who is telling the story? When did the story take place? Answer. Jim Hawkins is telling the story. It happened in the past when he was a boy. B. Where did the storyteller live? Answer. The storyteller lived in the Admiral Benbow Inn on the cliffs above Black Hill Cove. C. Who came to stay? Answer. An old seaman, a captain came to stay. D. What question did the visitor ask every day? Answer. Every day he asked if any seaman had gone along the road. E. What did the visitor look like? Answer. He was a tall, strong man with a scar across one cheek. F. What differences were there between the captain and Dr. Livesey? Answer. The doctor had white hair and a pleasant way of speaking, and the captain was a dirty, heavy, red-faced seaman. G. How do we know that the captain is scared by the stranger's arrival? Answer. We know that the captain is scared by the stranger's arrival because it says that the color went from his face and he looked old and sick. H. What is unusual about the stranger's appearance? Answer. The unusual thing about the stranger's appearance was that he only had 3 fingers on his left hand. I. Why are Jim's parents not around to help? Answer. Jim's mother was busy caring for Jim's father who was ill. This question is more difficult. Discuss it first. J. What are Jim's first impressions of the blind man? When and how does his opinion change? Answer. Jim's first impressions of the blind man is that he is harmless and soft speaking. He calls him my good man. His opinion changes when the blind man grabs Jim's hand and threatens to break his arm. 2. Answer the following questions with reference to context. A. Every day he asked if any seaman had gone along the road. 1. Who asks this question? Who does he ask? Answer. The captain asks Jim and his parents. 2. What did the person he asked think was his reason for asking? Answer. Jim thought he wanted friends of his own kind. 3. What was the real reason for asking the question? Answer. He was fearing the arrival of a seaman with one leg. B. The color went from his face and he looked old and sick. 1. Who is being described? Answer. The captain. 2. What has caused this reaction? Answer. The arrival of Black Dog, the stranger. 3. What is meant by the color went from his face? Answer. It means that he was shocked and turned paler. B. Working with words. Find words which are anagrams of the following and enter them in the grid below. A. Trier. B. Ocean. C. Pirate. D. Black. E. Ship. F. Beach. G. Island. H. Captain. 3. Find out the meanings of the following. Use a dictionary and use the expressions in sentences. A. Give way. Rasta dijiye. You must give way to any pedestrians on the crossing. B. Give in. Dena. You must give in your examination papers now. C. Give off. They. He knew only of those things that give joy, health and peace. D. Give off. Chorna. Rotten eggs give off a bad smell. E. Give out. Kharij karna. Nikalna. The fire doesn't give out much heat. F. Give up. Give up. Chorna. I am too close to my goal to give up now. G. Give back. Lotana. I must give back the book to him by tomorrow. H. Give over. Khatam hona. I hope the rain will soon give over. C. Learning about language. Write down the present participles in the following sentences. They are all being used as adjectives. A. She told us an amusing joke yesterday. Amusing is present participle. B. The man spoke kindly to the crying child. Crying is present participle. C. We saw the boy walking down the road. Walking is present participle. D. The flying ducks were shot by the hunter. Flying is present participle. E. The man was frightened by the barking dog. Barking is present participle in this sentence. Gerunds. Pick the action words from the following sentences. They are doing the work of nouns. They are called gerunds. A. Shouting in the class is not allowed. What is not allowed in the class? Shouting. B. Painting is a good way to relax. What is a good way to relax? Painting is a good way to relax. C. I don't remember seeing you before. What do I not remember seeing you before? D. The room needs cleaning. What does the room need? The room needs cleaning. E. We like to watch good dancing. What do we like to watch? We like to watch good dancing. Thanks for listening. For new videos, don't forget to subscribe my channel. And if you like my videos, please share and like.